Alright, let's get into Sword Battle Lab. So, yeah. There's a lot on here. It's for the rewards. Yeah, a lot of... I already have them at 3 diamonds, so I'm really more concerned about this right here. Alright, so... let's see how many floors there are. $60, and they're Mephisto, so it means I could probably have Odin. So let's go to current floor. $418. Pretty simple there. Next up, not much else. Yeah, they're not even available, so might as well get the most out of these teams because they'll never be useful again. Okay. 3. It's actually, you can put just not on cooldown. There we go. That'll help me narrow things down. Yeah, just for fun. Yeah. It's all about being overly efficient, okay? Save your best teams for last. Sometimes I can be overly conservative when it comes to like blitz modes, but because this mode is so it kind of allows even low to mid game players to really use the breadth of their roster. That's why this game mode is probably most balanced, if that's the right word. Yeah, because I've been playing this game for pretty much since it came out, so I do have a pretty deep roster. Despite don't think I'm not a huge spender either. I'm far from a Kraken level player. Actually, let's just put Blob because he synergizes with the Brotherhood. No, it's really never necessary, but overkill is underrated. I'm surprised Bullseye didn't get a rework because he did play a minor role in the new Daredevil show, but yeah, he hasn't gotten any love since he came out. So don't know if that's ever there was ever a plan for that, but well. Yeah, just get the most out of my roster. I don't know if I'll get to floor 60 in this go around, but I'll try to get as much as I can. And I'm not a pro on the level of some of the top players, so don't mistake me for an expert. So once I get up here, this is kind of where the rubber meets the road up here. So just finish off. So yeah, this should be pretty simple. Now, here's the checkpoint. This here is where it starts getting trickier, so it's still a big punch down from here, so let's see how well the bottom of my roster measures up. $1.8 million is a lot, so yeah, this shouldn't be a problem. And it worked. Go figure. Alright, let's keep on moving along. As long as the punch down is big enough, the synergies really don't matter. Because this is my roster at this level is just because there was when we had a long gap between level increases, I was able to expand a good chunk of my roster. The problem with that now is because I invested so much in that, I have my training mats are like gone. I do not have the training mats that I really need to if I want to upgrade my roster to a even more usable level. So that's kind of where I'm at. All right, now it's getting up there. Once the punch down gets a little more narrow, I'll start being more strategic. But right now, I can basically just throw pretty much anything. If it's more than $1 million punch down, you're in good. You're okay. So here's a boss. Drop to 11th floor if you lose. So it's $1 million. So let's see what I can muster up. I'm actually not going to risk this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Death Seed here. Death Seed is an old team but a good team. So they should handle this easily. And they did. Didn't even lose much. Okay, so now kind of back to still some major punch downs. So see how many more of these punch downs I can get away with. And I couldn't. Well, at least it didn't drop down, so that's okay. Actually, him out. Put Kate Bishop in. He's a young Avenger. See if this is enough. These synergies should help. And they did. Okay. Alright, move up to the next floor. Again, I can't see the chat if you're trying to chat with me, so I apologize. Actually, I'm going to put some mutant marauders in here. See if these synergies is enough. And it was. Okay. Now Quicksilver is going to be a problem. The infestation team. With the Pimtech team. See if this will do it. Maybe it might not, but let's give it a shot. Just barely. Yeah, just barely still counts. Okay. Next. This one I'm going to have to get creative. Or get a hero Asgardian. So Black Widow's an Avenger, so she synergizes with Thor. Another Asgardian in there. Asgardian to fill them. This should do it. Okay. So this team is trickier, so let's so I think I know which team I want to use. These guys. They've fallen out of the meta a lot, but they still have good synergies with one another. I don't want to risk it, so let's just do the battle. Yeah. Don't want to get dropped to another floor, so this might not be necessary. Probably might have been able to sim this, but just want to make absolutely sure. See, they're not doing much damage, thankfully. Don't really need to. Yeah, their synergies are still useful enough. Down they go. All right, that was a pretty solid hit. All right, so now we're getting they're starting to get into the higher powers. All right, so but we're kind of at the we're about a third of the way through now. Let's see how many more of these low raiders I can use. I think I could. I don't have many dark hunters left. See if these dark hunters can do anything relevant. Alright, well, I won't get dropped down, thankfully, so let's just use it. Okay, it worked. That's helpful. Right, this one's they're somewhat underpowered. Alright, so let's see what I can make with this. Let's see, Iceman, Bishop. This weird long shot and Shatterstar. There's Kitty. There's Shatterstar. These guys should be just fine. Alright. Okay, let's keep on moving up. Phantom X for the unlimited. There should go. So if I drop, I'll be dropping down to 21 if I lose that after this fight. So okay, so now it's getting serious. Maybe I can use my Wakandans. They're still pretty... Their synergies might give them the edge. This should work. Alright, this is, yeah. Black Order. Alright, no joke this time. Let's see. See if I have all full web warriors. Not going to sim it. Okay. Again, I'm sorry if I can't, for the I can't do the chat, folks. So if you're trying to chat with me, I can't see it because of some error that's been going on with OBS. Let's just. That's okay. Emma Frost is gonna undo this. There's no time limit either, so that's helpful. This might not be working. Thankfully I can. Yep, looks like I'll have to retreat. Yep, retreat. Good thing I didn't try to sim it. I was just kind of making sure I stretched my roster. Oh well. Let's go with Darkhold. Actually, I'm probably not going to need Wanda. She's pretty OP here, so... She's always the odd one out when it comes to this team. So... Let's just put Kingpin. Yeah, and hopefully I'll post this and people can learn from my mistakes. Alright, so yeah, get rid of Kingpin. Yeah, let's just auto this. Alright. that worked. Darkhold without Scarlet Witch still works. Gonna try to save the heavy hitters for the higher floors. All right, so yeah, it's kind of now back to scrubs. See if I can get away with using some more of my lower tier characters. Let me see if I can get some Bionic Avenger action. That's Pegasus. Bionic Avengers. Let's see. And Sinister Six. See, these guys should be able to take care of it. If not, I don't get knocked down at all. So that should be helpful. Be strategic. All right. Some X characters. Okay. And Cyclops. That should get the job done. At this part, you should be able to mix and match more characters. So let's bring up some new Avengers. Coulson's a new Avenger. This new Avengers trio should get the job done. These two with Rebirth should do the rest. All right. This one's bigger. Weapon X team should be plenty. They should be plenty powerful enough. Okay, but first let's see. How do I ensure that it wins? Throwing an A. Let's do a mix up of A-Force and Weapon X. It's an interesting combination. That should get the job done. And it did. All right. Another boss. This is the halfway point, folks. Pegasus could probably take care of this. not going to sim it because, again, it's... Yeah, Kestrel should carry this with ease. Because I don't want to get bumped out. Doom is definitely the focus here. See, yeah, she's maxed out, so she's going to take down plenty. Right. Definitely want to neutralize Strange. Alright, so yeah, Pegasus might be an old team, but they still have their uses. Well, Kestrel has her use. Yeah, she's still really good against Doom, but I get the sense that when Avengers Doomsday comes out next year, we're going to get another version of Doom, like maybe the God Emperor Doom. Alright, so now we're back to scraps. So let's see who we can scrap together. It's a young Avenger team. Little interesting hybrid here that, yeah, don't mind losing. Not a big punch up, but yeah, well, I'm not going to lose anything if I lose, so let's see what this does. Yeah, that's okay. Well, I do this so others can learn from my mistakes. Sinister 16. This should get the job done. Mysterio alone could probably carry this. Yep. That might have been a little overkill, but yeah, get the job done. Well, it's 1.2 million now, so let's use some of my few Asgardians I have left. My Bifrost team. Let's just throw in Daredevil for kicks, because he's not going to be used anywhere else. Alright, this one's got Weaver. That's going to be a challenge. This Hulk team. I don't know if I have any characters that are... Actually, let's put Shang-Chi on, because... Actually, let me... Shang-Chi alone should probably carry this one. Oh, he lost, but well, still made it through. All right, so now I'm getting to some more tougher teams. So that's a Darkhold team, so I can't be too fancy this time. I can't use Black Order either, so... I had to use Weaver. Weaver's pretty good against Darkhold, though, so... But I'm not going to just throw her into the fire, so let's see if I can get some more... Actually, I got... No, I've Craven. That's Mr. Negative. Little risky, but that's why I'm not going to sim it. Because I wouldn't trust her to take out Quicksilver as he needs to. Alright. Let's ability block her. It's alright, I can still... Not getting a lot of speed here. Alright, well, now that he's down, that should help. That's not good. Yep, got to retreat. Good thing out. That was just in time. That could have been bad. Okay. All right, can't get too cute there. I'm going to go with Infinity Watch. Yeah, still not going to sim it. Moondragon should be able to really carry this. I almost feel like Adam Warlock should have gotten a rework for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Unfortunately, he didn't. Crap. That's why this is a boss node. Moondragon, you got to do your thing. Yep, I knew she was going to carry it. That is, her rework has definitely made her one of the best support characters in the game. All right. Now we're done. Yeah, the rewards are getting nicer. I like that. So the boss here, this is going to be tricky, but I think this is where I'm going to break out my Eternals. Let's see who else. Just get Ultron in the mix. Still a boss, so I don't want to get knocked down. Again, hopefully if you're watching this or even a recording of it, you can learn from my mistakes and know what to use and what not to use. She didn't go after Icarus, so that might work to my advantage. Oh, that's all I needed. That's why, yeah, I saved the Eternals for something just like that. Because they can still pack a punch, but I feel like they needed more. They needed more support. So now I'm back to less glamorous characters. So I'm past the halfway point. So hopefully everyone watching this. Actually, I'm going to use my. Let's just throw the Black Order at it. Hope for the best. Synergy still works. It's good to know. So now let's go with yeah. It's a sufficient punch down. I think I should be okay. They've definitely fallen out of the meta, sadly. I guess we'll try Secret Defenders. Alright, I got knocked down, so... Eh. There we go. Alright, now for this... Let me check what my Undying team can do. Oh, Dying's not going to work with Jubilee in there, so... Let's go with Red Hulk. Let's get a Rebirth team in. Oh, Starbrand's an out-of-time team as well. And Cap. Crap, still... Yep, people, please learn from my mistakes. Yeah, I'll use Undying this time. Oh, there they are, Undying. Let's go with a full hive mind. That should do it. And it did it. 38, okay. Let's test out the Vigilante team. With Quicksilver, this should not be close. Alright, I've got an Undying team. Let's go with a Phoenix Force team. They're grossly overpowered. Sunspot. And Cable. Might be a bit OP, but it'll get the job done. Alright, so this is going to be tricky. So I'm not going to try not to take too many chances with this. I'm going to go Night Stalkers. Oh, I got this down. So let's bring in. I don't know. It's not necessary. Let's just bring in Maria Hill. Let's not risk it. Also, I know my Alliance War has started. I'll get to it in a bit. Just want to make sure that want to see how much further I can get here. Blade can do insta-kills, so he should be the key here. I can just auto this. Yeah, Man-Thing as a fortifier is very tanky. It's very tough to beat. Plus, he hits like a truck. All right, that's another boss node down. Keep working my way up. Again, I'm definitely not getting to floor 60 today, so expecting too much of me. Okay, so I'm going to see what I'm going to go for. Since they don't have their synergies, let's just use these guys. Yeah, Havoc is really underpowered right now, but I have a feeling that once I level him up a bit more, he's definitely going to show his worth. Okay, so this one's more of a cosmic team, so let's go Alpha Flight. Yeah, there should be plenty. All right. 43. Running out of characters here. I'm going to go with the Cabal team. And Kang. Not a huge punch down, but I'm not going to sim this. Just because I don't want to get knocked down. I'm at a point where I can't be too risky unless I know I'm really punching down. Alright, now he's down. That's fine. He disappeared briefly. I knew he wasn't. He didn't get taken down. He had a revive, so that's odd glitch there. But okay, should start to wear him down. Probably could have simmed it, but I'm glad I didn't, just because. Yeah. Got it. She ain't gonna do enough, even with. All right. Marauders? Yeah, these guys aren't. They're pretty underpowered, so. Should be able to get by with mercs for money. Right. All right, with Apocalypse, that's always this is a horseman team. Okay, this is going to be tricky. So don't want to blow any my mythic characters. So where are they? I'm going to go full absolute A-Force. I'm not going to sim it because I don't want to get bumped down. But but the stats alone should carry me. See, she could tank that. Yeah. This Marvel Classic is probably one of the best tanks in the game at the moment. The fact that she can take all that punishment and just recover that easily, yeah. And I didn't have to use any mythics. And Apocalypse is down. Okay, that was a solid hit. Yeah. So yeah, absolute A force, even at a lower power, could probably have taken them. As it's a full gamma team, so see what I can conjure up with what I've got. I'm gonna go with Illuminati. Actually, do much of, yeah, I don't have much of these guys left, so I'll go with the full Illuminati. Right. This is getting big, so yeah, they're pretty juiced up, so they should be able to take this. Another apocalypse. I've got some pretty heavy hitters coming up soon, so and I'm running out of characters. I think this is where I got to break out my astral. Oh no, Dooms doesn't work with Kestrel. Kestrel's kind of going to be a pain. She's in the next 3 nodes, so I got to save Doom. I guess I'll use Null. Ah, damn it. I probably shouldn't have simmed that. Right, let's use Super Scroll. Alright, back here again. I should be able to sim this. Alright, back here again. This time, not going to sim it. I'm going to go with Spider Society. I'm not going to sim it. These two are our priority. Crap. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. I don't want to use Odin. Don't want to use Orcus either. I can't really use Orcus. I guess we'll have to use the Annihilators. Not going to get as high as high up as I want, but yeah, just this section right here is pretty brutal. Well, why didn't it didn't trigger his passive? Why? That is just not fair. That is bullshit. He didn't trigger his passive. That is just not right. So I'm going to have to use... I'm going to use a Mighty Avengers team with Odin. There we go. I guess Mephisto will have to carry me in the next one. Can I get a turn? I didn't get his... I'm not getting any turns here. Is Odin gonna have to do the whole thing? like Odin might have to solo everyone. Yep, that's all it took. Odin just, he just needed to be alone. Yeah, I probably should have done his basic first, but I got a little cute. All right, no more simming. It looks like. All right, so no apocalypse here. Don't have much left, so I'm going to probably just have to go with. See if I can get away with using Orcus. This way I can save Mephisto for the boss, but if I can't, I can't. Again, there's only 60 rooms, so I should be able to complete this in 2 days, because those top floors are pretty rough. Get as much as I can. There goes, even with Kestrel, I still did fairly well. Don't want to speak too soon. I got to make sure that Nova doesn't go. Okay, should be okay now. Okay. Alright, so this is probably the last floor I can do. See if a Mephisto team is good enough. Alright, so if I can beat this, I will be very pleased. But Apocalypse, Doom. This is going to be tricky, but yeah, if I can, yeah, I know Doom's going to be at a disadvantage here because of Kestrel, but hopefully Mephisto and Apocalypse can get the job done. They're going after, yeah, Falcon. That's actually a good thing. I want to make sure. Good. Now I can, yeah, without Super Scroll, this is much easier. Okay, so yeah, I made it to all the way to room to floor 50. Okay. And that, my friends, is as much as I can do for the first day. I'm sure other players can do more. I'm sure their rosters are deeper. That's for sure. But yeah, made it all the way to floor 51. I did it. So let's before I cap this off, let's check the rewards. That's not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so yeah, that is Sword Battle Lab.